Alrighty. RPG Watch, how's it going? My name is Jake Way, and I'm the producer of the ISR main game project. It's been a long time since I've been on your website. Sorry for neglecting. That wasn't cool of me. You guys are awesome, and I need to keep better contact with you. I'm going to start doing that. After this video, I'm going to be following the threads, and any questions you have, I'll respond within the next 48 hours. Ask lots of questions. I love answering questions. I love talking about what I do. I'm passionate about it. I love it, and biggest kick out of this for me is being able to share my knowledge. So that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. I'm going to be sharing five things about like what I've learned in the process of creating my game. It's going to be great for this video is going to be great for gamers, indie developers, and the generally curious people. So first off, the first thing I'm going to say, this is all stuff that this is my first game venture I've done, and I've made a ton of mistakes, and that cost me a lot of money. But any money that you lose in any kind of situation like this is tuition. So I'm gonna talk about this, and hopefully all those guys won't have to spend tuition. It'll just turn into profits. First thing, don't go heavy when you're not ready for it. This demo of mine I released a few months ago was very, very successful and made us really ambitious. The demo had been played in over 50 countries, thousands and thousands of downloads. Great response from the crowds. There were a couple like constructive things people said, like there were a couple bugs and stuff, but otherwise it was really good, and it made us really almost, I think, overconfident, because then we took this like, all right, we had this success, now let's go for the big one. Let's go have a big release. And so we've invested our time in like so many different things. It's all really good content, but man, it's taking so long. It's been so many months since I've been able to push out a release, and that was a mistake. I should have done. Could have kept doing small releases, and then that way players always have something new to play. Small things that are easy to do well, make a great story for, and it would have been so much better. But we're gonna push. We're so far into this big one. We're almost done now. But it costs a lot of money to do, and it would have been better to stop for a minute and be like, okay, what are our limits? What are we really capable of, and what can we invest our time in that's gonna be really worthwhile? We didn't really do that. We just got super excited, and we didn't. And so don't go ahead with something until all right, we can do this. We can do this. If you can't say that, then don't do it. Next thing, invest in good voice actors and sound effects. Guys, if you enlist your friends in any of your projects, this is for any kind of creative projects, film, voice acting, for video games, your friends are gonna suck. Like, don't use them. Take a little bit of money, invest in good voice actors and actors. Totally worth it. A professional voice actor is a hard economy for them right now. They're looking for work. They're going to be very reasonable. They're going to be able to push out a lot of stuff in just a few hours. They're going to have professional sound equipment. They're going to be able to do a ton of voices. I have two of my voice actors. First is Robert Burton. He did 5 different unique voices in the game, and Michael Rosenblum, he did 2 very unique voices. He did Eastern European accent. No, he did a German accent, and then he did an American, like, old righteous type accent, and completely different from each other, and he nailed both of them. These guys are good. Invest in them. They're gonna make your characters believable. The sound is gonna be crisp, good. They have that equipment to do it, and they love what they do. They're gonna be passionate about it. It's not just gonna give, hey bud, can you I'll give you a pizza if you do this for me. Okay, give your buddy a script. Okay, my name is Michael, and I'm here to kill zombies. They're gonna sound really cheesy. So the voice actor though, he just knows what he's doing. He's gonna ask for much refinement. Like, all right, what do you want in this voice? Like, okay, I want it grizzled. I want it young, maybe 23 to 27 years old. A little bit rusty, but so you're gonna map out exactly what you want. They'll try they'll try it just a different couple times. They'll ask you to adjust a little bit, and then you'll have this voice that'll just be perfect for that character that you have. You know, instead of like my name is Michael. I'm a Marine. I'm here to kill zombies. Like you're gonna have, it's gonna be believable. It's gonna be good. And sound effects. I invested in some sound effects from this great place, boomlibrary.com. I got this huge database of weapon sounds and all these like creature sounds from like so many different, like, is really really good. And I'm going to perk myself up a little bit and say I believe my weapon sounds and some of the other sound effects in the game are as good or better than what you hear in Call of Duty. And it's totally worth it. Boom Library is awesome, and it's got, in terms of like how much I've spent on the game, the sounds are just like hardly anything compared to the rest I've spent, and it's totally worth it. It just brings a whole new aspect to the game. It's like having bass when you shoot a weapon, like it's awesome. Next thing, and make sure this is number 3. Ensure your players know exactly what the goal is at all times. It's not good when you have a player like roaming around on the map. It's like, what the hell am I supposed to do right now? That's probably the most frustrating thing for a player, to not really know what to do next. I just played this game called Crisis, pretty cool game, but there was a couple times in the map I was just like wandering around in circles, and I just wasted like 30 minutes of my day just trying to figure out what to do next. And if they had like a little menu, all I had to do was just put up a little menu pop up, hey, for like a little hint or something, or like this, or to make the goal clearer, or for Crisis, maybe I just suck at that game. So make sure your players know what they're doing. This happened in my demo. I had, all right, at the end you had to pick up a downed Marine. I didn't tell anybody how to pick up the Marine, and so there was a ton of players just like kind of wandering around. They see it's Marine, and they just started like pushing buttons on the keyboard. It's spacebar, by the way. And some of them would find out it was spacebar and take them away, but we didn't make that very clear, and frustrated a lot of players. So if you have, in your games that you create, make sure the goal is clear and how to and what you need to do to finish that. Like don't need to tell them how to do it exactly. Just like kind of push them in the right direction so they don't get frustrated. Frustration is bad. Challenge is good for us, but not in a frustrating way. Customer interaction. Always be positive. We live in this impersonal world today. Like we're always trying to remove the human dimension from when we're buying things. We're buying online. We're getting soda from soda machines. When you give somebody some like real FaceTime or just taking an active interest in your customers and your players, and really giving a shit about them, they're gonna take that. They're gonna love you for it, and it's just it sounds wrong. Like you shouldn't have the mindset of I'm gonna be nice to people so they take care of me. You be nice to people because it's like that kind of person you are, and if that is the kind of person you are, and you manage to get yourself in some kind of business or some kind of like game venture, like they are gonna take care of you. But yeah. And for example, there was this guy who was giving me all kind of like rough criticism of the game. He did not like it. And then what I did instead of typing, responding, I made a video response. I recorded myself, said his name, said thank you for his comments, did all this stuff. And then he came back to me. He wants to work for me now for free. It's customer interaction is so freaking important, and love the people that propel you forward, and those are your players, your customers. Treat them well. Next thing, marketing is really hard, especially when you're like rookie like me. You don't really know what to do. It took me a while to figure it out, and I'm starting to really get the hang of it. And what I started doing was every morning I get a sheet of paper, and I would fold it up in squares, put it in my breast pocket, and then as I'm going around in my normal day job, I would write down any like just little ideas that I had, because throughout the day I'm like, man, I don't know what to do, and I have this little idea, and I wouldn't think it wouldn't be very significant, but I had like several of those every day, little ideas, and I never really recorded them. So what I started doing was taking that piece of paper, pulling it out, and writing down everything that I thought of. And so these are like some of the papers I have for the past like 3 days. Some of them don't have that much, but other ones do, like this one. This is when I was on a shooting range with Marines. I have like folders, but anytime I thought of something, I wrote it down. And now, I have so much stuff to do. Like, I literally cannot keep up with myself. And so this is a great idea for anybody who's marketing, or anybody in any kind of situation where they're a little stuck and they don't know what to do. You have ideas, use your noggin and write everything down. And what happens is something might not be such a good idea and you'll know it, but still write it down, because when you come and revisit it later, you might have, that idea might spark another one. So it's like here, for instance, there was a guy I knew, and he was always made fun of for like talking about things that are completely out of the conversation. But what I noticed though, like we'd say we're talking about politics, then he'd like randomly talk about like wool, like something completely random, and people were like, "Oh, what are you doing? Why did you just cut off this? Why did you just cut us off? Whatever." But what I realized though, they'd complain, but then they'd start talking about what he was just brought up, and he was perpetuating a conversation. People were talking for like 3 hours on end, and the only reason why they did is just because this guy was like kept interjecting like new little things. And so it's just like the same thing. Like you're like giving yourself what you think is kind of a bad idea, but you're gonna see that, and you're gonna you might have a new idea. You're gonna build on it. Alrighty, that is my 5 things you can learn from a rookie indie developer. I've gone through a lot, learned a lot, and any kind of questions anybody has, feel free to hit me up. I love talking about this, and I hope this can help. I hope this can help you out in anything that you guys do. A lot of it wasn't just applicable to games. It was to everyday life or any kind of different business venture. Yeah, thank you so much for your time. Have a good one. I'll be following this thread. Ask me any questions. I'll get back to you. Have a good one.